Well, hello everybody and welcome back to another fine episode of Minecraft Hardcore Underground. And I don't know if it's day or if it's night outside, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. It's one thing that's nice about this whole challenge is that you can just be digging non-stop. Who cares how many mobs are spawning? You got no villagers around here. You're not trying to safeguard anything. You don't care if you wake up in the morning and go outside and there's a creeper because you can't go outside in the morning. Because you have to stay underground. And so we're going to go ahead and dig out this Y16 iron mine level before we do any more digging downwards. And we might go ahead and speed it up a little bit because it's really incredibly tedious if you're just watching it or listening to me yap. Well, I guess I could yap. There's some things to yap about. Like all the stuff that's going on over in Portland, Oregon, for example. Now, the thing I can't understand is why these peaceful protesters over in Portland who are peacefully protesting ICE, by bringing guillotines and setting the American flag on fire, these peaceful fellows are now beating up journalists who are there simply covering the event, Now, what is it that they really don't want the public to see? Why, if their cause is both righteous and just, would they want to beat up journalists simply for being there and recording it? Maybe it's why NBC and CBS and ABC and CNN and MSNBC and all those other fine traditional news outlets haven't sent any of their news vans out there to cover these peaceful protests. Could it be because they don't want the public at large to see what's going on out there? I mean, why not? If their cause is both righteous and just, and they're just fighting off the shackles of a fascist regime, then you'd think that they'd all be for it. Show the American people. The American people will side with us because we're on the side of justice and decency and we're right. But that's not at all what's happening, is it? But they went and beat up one too many innocent little journalists. One of which was a very skinny little blonde girl. I mean, what kind of thugs go and beat up a cute little blonde girl? I mean, what's the whole point of that? I mean, they didn't actually beat her up. They just smacked her in the head with a flagpole. Those flagpoles where they're going down the street waving Palestinian flags and upside down American flags and Mexican flags. And she was simply filming them. And one of these gentle and polite good people who are just there peacefully protesting decided to whack her in the face with the flagpole and gave her a black eye. And of course, the Portland police are sitting around, their hands in their pockets, not doing anything about it. They really should be ashamed of themselves. I really don't care if their police chief tells them to not do anything about it. If I was there, whether I'm a police or not, I would feel compelled to do something about it. I mean, what did they sign up to be police for anyway? They obviously don't want things getting out. They don't want people seeing what they're doing down there. And now that they've gone around beating up defenseless young women who are just there covering the event as journalists, they've kind of sealed their own fate now. Now something's going to happen now. Kristi Noem just said that this is never going to happen again. And I don't know if you guys know Kristi Noem. That is one chick I would not want to mess around with. That girl has some hard bark on her, as they like to say here in Texas. And I have to say, those Antifa guys and those protesters in Portland, Oregon, maybe it's just me, but I don't think that they're very scary. I don't think these guys are scary. I don't think they're going to put up much resistance. I don't think they're going to put up much of a fight against federal agents and the National Guard and the U.S. military. I don't think they stand much of a chance. If they were smart, they'd just stop acting like a bunch of thugs. And they'd go back home to their mommy and their daddy, who are paying for everything. Or they'd go back and crawl back under that underpass they came from And they stop all this pretending like they're fighting fascism as an excuse to just vandalize and terrorize people. You know, you had a good run. You got away with this stuff for a long time. Now it's time to go home, get a job. I realize that that's probably asking way too much. And just stay under the radar, because unless you like living in a prison cell, because that's what's going to end up happening to these people, I'm telling you. They're going to go to jail for a long time, because, and probably not in a very nice jail either, because Antifa has been designated as a domestic terror organization now. And they don't just put terrorists in like minimum security prisons with a whole bunch of TV and yard time. They might end up having to go to Alligator Alcatraz or El Salvador. And I'll tell you one thing. I've seen some video clips of that El Salvador prison. That is the last place on the earth I would want to go. I mean, that place looks unbelievable. And it's not really just the facilities themselves, it's the inmates. Those are the kind of dudes that would just as soon murder you as look at you. At some point, I am going to be getting some cows in here. In order to do so, I'm going to have to dig some tunnels up close to the surface. So I'm going to go ahead and widen this chamber out just slightly. So you want to dig up as close to the surface as we can without actually breaking through. So we dig from an angle so that if we do break through, none of the sunlight will directly touch us. Like this. Okay, we just need to be safe here. And what we want to do is we want to dig a tunnel just under the surface so we can hear cows. We want to be able to hear cows. We want to be able to hear sheep, chickens, whatever. Okay, very good. Now, if I remember correctly, this terrain is pretty hilly over here. So we're going to have some ups and downs. But I think we're close enough to the surface right now that we'll be able to hear any kind of cows. And there were cows spawning up here. I know, I really should go make a copper shovel, right? I also am very curious about how good a copper shovel can be. So let's make one. Our trees are growing. We've got plenty of copper. Let's make a copper shovel. Find out if it's all it's cracked up to be. Okay, we're gonna put some stairs in there too. I think I still have some left over. Yes. Our fancy polished diorite stairs. Just enough. We need to get some for over here too. Like that. That makes for an even nicer stair. And we dig our tunnels underneath the ground like some kind of tunnel rat. And we're going to widen this out over here. Let's try out the copper shovel. It's just slightly better than a stone shovel, but not quite as good as an iron one. Exactly as advertised. All in all, I do like these copper tools, so I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we can do stuff with copper now. Daylight? No, okay, good. I didn't think that there would be daylight here because of all this stone. Okay, very good. One thing I like about this challenge is that you kind of lose track of time because there's no sunlight. And you feel kind of cozy and shut in. And your world is pretty much whatever you carve out of the rock. Now, there's absolutely nothing against the rules if you want to put a window in. You just can't stand underneath the open sky when you do it. So that's something that we might do here pretty soon. Because this will give us a way to observe what's going on around us. Oh, you can hear it's raining. Very nice. Now, I'd need to have some sand if I wanted to put some windows in. And I don't have any sand, but that can be resolved. I can get sand. You know, I could dig out here, dig a little pathway here underneath the riverbed. I could go get some sand. And now we have some sand, and we can make some windows. 12 blocks of sand. Oh, look at this. Both trees decided to grow at once. Boy, they weren't messing around, were they? Let's go ahead and pop that in there. I think some of this cobble can go by the wayside. 6 more lovely pieces of wheat. And we have 2 more trees ready to harvest. This is beautiful. It's one thing about doing this challenge is it makes you way more grateful for even the tiniest things. Toss some of this extra cobblestone overboard. As much as it pains me, way too much of this stuff. Some more coal in there, and let's smelt up that iron. I'll be able to afford to make chests here pretty soon, but I'm gonna wait till I have enough wood to really seriously make a lot of chests. And even though I have no access to any villagers, you know, there is a way I can still have a villager trading hall down here. I'm sure most of you, or a lot of you are watching this, know exactly what I'm talking about. Somewhere in these caves there are villager zombies. All they need is a cure to become villagers. Now, it might be kind of difficult, seeing as how I didn't pick up any brown mushrooms, but there are ways that you can find these things, you know. There are brown mushrooms in the nether. Just saying, if this series goes on long enough, I will show you how to do these things. I will show you the secret ways, the ancient ways of Minecraft. Okay, well, I guess that's going to be enough tomfoolery for now. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.